Hey everybody, welcome to the My Financial Snapshot YouTube channel. Today I'm going to walk you through a customer testimonial of just how easy it is to budget on My Financial Snapshot, as well as how we were able to help this customer save $900 a year by the simple act of walking through a budget on our website. For a little background on this customer testimonial, they gave me permission to share this with y'all, and I wanted to make a video walking through exactly what they walked through and showing this to y'all, but also giving you some context behind where this person was at in their budgeting process and what they were looking for out of My Financial Snapshot. This person had never budgeted before, except using pen and paper occasionally, and had never really had a defined process. They didn't really know where to start, and they were recommended to use My Financial Snapshot from a friend. They had never downloaded any of the apps that go on their phone, weren't really comfortable with that, did not have extensive use of Excel or other types of spreadsheets that people often use to budget. This person is married, and in this budget, we'll see that the way that this couple budgets is that they split certain expenses. So in the example today, you'll see that the spouse takes care of certain health and grocery expenses, while the husband takes care of other things like rent and auto expenses. Another thing about this customer is that they had a sense of living paycheck to paycheck. It's one of the reasons that they wanted to budget. They had noticed that, their checking account, their savings account every year was kind of just staying flat. They thought that they were spending money where they didn't need to be, and they wanted to get an idea of where their money was going. And she had a financial goal to save $75 a month, which is $900 a year. And that's what makes My Financial Snapshot so important, because it's built to be easy to use, that anybody, no matter your financial background or your financial education or how stressed you are about your finances, you can complete My Financial Snapshot's budgeting tool. It's very easy to use, and the end results of this budget just might shock you. To think about how people go about budgeting, they mainly use three different ways. They use pen and paper, which, I've got notes written down here for this video. They can use pen and paper to get a mental idea of where they're at. They may use Excel or other types of spreadsheets, or maybe they're using a phone app like Mint or Truebill or a different type of desktop app to help them budget. And if that budgeting tool is working for you, you should definitely stay with it. If you're comfortable with your process and you think that it's working good for you and you're using it as often as you need to, you should for sure stay with that. If you're looking for something that's just a little bit better, if you're not budgeting at all, we highly recommend it. You should definitely consider using My Financial Snapshot, and I'm about to show you exactly why. When you log on to My Financial Snapshot, you create an account, this is exactly where you go. And you can just go and simply create a budget here, which we're going to do. We have a snapshot tool that allows you to calculate your net worth as well. This is my page, so I have a lot of snapshots and budgets created for test purposes for the website and for myself. But you can see where any of your snapshots, you can go back and look and you can edit those. The same thing with your budgets. But the first time that you log on, you won't have any snapshots logged and you won't have any budgets logged. So you simply just go and create a new budget. And that page takes you right here to where you can create a monthly or a yearly budget. For today's example, we're going to walk through a monthly budget because this is what this customer of My Financial Snapshot walked through. You select the month. You can select who this budget's for. So if you have a joint budget that you're doing with your spouse, you can definitely use that. And you can also make a name for this budget. So you can name it whatever you want to. You can name it May budget or June budget if you're getting ready for next month. And then you click next. And when you click next, you're brought to a screen. And I mentioned before that My Financial Snapshot is easy and it's step by step. We break down a budget into three categories. It's your income, your investments and savings, as well as your expenses. We highlight investments and savings more than other budgeting apps do because that's a big focus for us, because we're goal oriented and we want people to have financial goals, to set those goals, and then ultimately achieve those goals. And if they are using our budgeting app to help that and to help them, set that auto reminder to their bank account to save that $75 a month in the case of this customer, then great, because that's what we are trying to do as a company at My Financial Snapshot. So you have different income types. Most people have one type of income. It's mainly their primary wage and salary. But there are other types of income. There's rental income, there's dividend and interest income. Maybe you have a business income or a side hustle. In the case of this customer today, she has a salary and wage, and she has a side hustle. And that's all. She knew that that's what she had, and that's all that she has to select there. If you're unsure of what those are, just for some context behind how our budgeting tool works, we have a ton of information buttons scattered throughout the site. So if you're not sure what something is, we can usually point you in the right direction of where to find that and if you have that. I've already filled out a lot of the information on this, but if you were filling this out first, this would be blank, and it's going to be that way through the rest of this video. But this person works at a hospital. They're making $4,500 a month. That's great. That's a fixed salary of what they're on. It's not likely to change within the foreseeable future. For this person's side hustle, I put side hustle because I didn't want, for the sake of privacy on this video, she makes about an extra $50 a month on her side hustle. So she's budgeting for that. So we're done with her income. We're 1/3 of the way through the categories. Now she's wants to see where she investing and saving. And this particular person is saving quite a bit for their retirement, and also putting some money into a health savings account. She has a life insurance account. She has a retirement account. She has a savings account with her HSA, and she's adding in another $75 a month that we're going to call an emergency savings. For life insurance, we have different categories for you to select from on a lot of different options here in My Financial Snapshots budgeting tool. This particular person has term life insurance. She's putting $25 a month into that. They have a 401k. It's through Fidelity. She's putting $315 a month. She got this from her pay stub. So she's getting her salary from her pay stub. She's getting this retirement investment every single month through her payroll provider. For savings, this is an HSA. She's contributing $525 a month into an HSA account. She added an additional record here where she's starting a traditional savings account. She labeled it emergency. She's putting $75 a month. Again, this is that $900 a year that she's saving. And again, at the end of this video, you're going to see where she could be saving a lot more every single month. You can remove any record that you've added, as well as add more records through this if you had, just kind of a regular savings account that you didn't have necessarily as an emergency account. So we're 2/3 of the way through our categories. We're finally to expenses. What you can see on expenses, and what everybody sees, is that money goes out a lot more places than it comes in. I would definitely label this budget an above average budget. I think that it was pretty accurate to what this person wanted whenever they started, and that she had a lot of clarity coming to the end. She gives a regular tithe to her church, so she marked charity. She pays for the groceries, so she has food. She has a considerable health and wellness expense. She has some personal and entertainment expense. She's budgeting for her taxes in this as well. She also has some other expenses. So she's taking care of insurances. We'll see that in health and wellness, but she's not taking care of, like I said, the housing expense, a mortgage, or any type of car expenses. So for charity, she's giving a tithe of $450 a month to her church. For food, she's budgeting about $500 a month for food in a grocery expense. For health and wellness, she lumped all of her insurances together for this instance. but you can be as detailed as you want to on My Financial Snapshot. You can break out your health, dental, if you have cancer insurance, if you have medical bills, therapy expenses, all sorts of things, and that's My Financial Snapshot. You can be as detailed as you want to, or you can be, kind of as minimal as you want to. But the main thing is that you're practicing the process of budgeting. She has a gym membership of $50 a month, and she spends money on other health and wellness that she budgeted to about being $250 a month there. She has personal and entertainment expenses. She lumped all of her subscriptions into one. $50 a month for subscriptions. And again, there's just so many options here. If you're a more detail-oriented person, great. If you're not, simply put that number that you're budgeting for, click next. Tax expense, $800 a month. Again, this person lumped all of their taxes into one, but you can break out more if you want to. Other expenses, this person budgeted about $215 a month. This was made up of several numbers here, of which she was calculating for other expenses. So we're through income, we're through investments and savings, and we're through expenses. Now we're getting to a review process of My Financial Snapshot where we're reviewing income. She knows that she's making $4,500 a month. She knows that this number for the side hustle is estimated to be about $50 a month. She got $4,550 a month of total income. Great. Investments and savings summary. She knows she's contributing to life insurance, retirement. She has 2 different savings accounts for a total of $940 a month. Expense summary. $450 a month to charity. You can see the other expenses. $2,815 is what she's spending total in expenses. So what's next? She's budgeted through. She's not going to input her actual expenses today. Maybe we do a follow-up video to that next week. But she wants to view her current expense, her current budget, see where she's at. Can she save that $75 a month or not? She clicks view her current budget. And what comes up is this right here. And this might look a little bit different than any other budgeting tool that you've ever seen. What we've taken at My Financial Snapshot is a different approach. We didn't build it for finance people or for accountants. We built it for people to go from financial stress to financial clarity, to set financial goals, to realize those financial goals. And that came down to our design of what a completed budget looks like. We took what Spotify does for your music and wrapped it into your budget. So for this case, you get this page, which you can print off if you want to, or you can view on your mobile phone or your iPad or your desktop. We do suggest using your desktop the first time through. It's just, that's what it was designed to be used on. Since you might have a bank statement pulled up, since you might have a pay stub pulled up, it's easier to use that. But this is this customer's budget wrapped. And what you see as you go through here, we get the top line view of their finances, their income, their expenses, their investments and savings. We're going to get 2 different breakouts of their income, 2 different breakouts of investments and savings, 2 different breakouts of expenses as well. For here, you can see this is a pie chart that shows income. Like I said, most people have income from one primary source, and you can see that here. We also stagger that into these bar graphs. Investments and savings, where you can see, okay, 55% of the money that I'm investing and saving is going into my HSA. Here's that emergency fund that's showing up. Here's the retirement fund that's consistent, that's happening every single month. We see this bar graph representation here. Expenses, money goes out so many more places than it comes in. See that 28% of this person's expenses are going to taxes, 17% to grocery, another 17, almost 18% to insurances. And we can see all of their expenses here where taxes are the #1 expense for this customer. And the last page before the very end is the cash flow check page. And this is where I wanted to show you where this person had a different revelation, where she felt like her income was completely budgeted for. Her investments and savings were completely budgeted for. She looked through her pay stub, she looked through her bank statement, didn't see anywhere else where money was going to that, actually added that $75 into that. Expenses were $2,800. And we see from this net cash flow number, where this is all of your income minus that money that you're investing and saving, minus all of your expenses, is a positive number of $795. That's almost an additional $800 a month that this person does not have accounted for in their budget. But that's why you should budget to walk through this process. After talking with this customer, she revealed that there were some expenses that she didn't account for. Hair care, manicures and pedicures was one. Online shopping was not considered. There was one more bill lumped in there that she did not consider and take into account into her budget. But that number she did not think would amount up to total over $800. So that's an additional $800 where when she budgets the next time using My Financial Snapshot, she's really going to be able to focus more on investments and savings goals. She wants to budget to get that end of the year number up to $200 a month going into that savings account, with the goal of building a little nest egg in that savings account and putting that into some more investments and seeing that money grow. And that is the power of budgeting with My Financial Snapshot. It's new, but it's so simple. It is a new way to budget. And I highly recommend that if you're looking for a new way to budget, if you're looking to turn financial stress into financial clarity, to practice positive financial habits, to have productive conversations around finances in your marriage, we make it a lot easier. I would highly recommend checking out My Financial Snapshot. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I want to do more in the future. Maybe do a follow-up next week where we walk through these actual expenses on this customer. Bye. Have a great day.